What's the mood in the camp?
Excitement, I think. Yeah, it's nice to finally be here. Obviously, been training hard down in Loughborough, and excited to finally get to Leicester and be here today and get underway.
The 2 warm-up games seem to have gone well. What have you achieved from those, would you say?
Yeah, probably just got a little rust out of the way. I think we sort of haven't played a lot of cricket together for a little while, and to get back out there, get used to these English conditions, and sort of for everyone to get a good hit and a good bowl, I think was probably the best thing to get out of it. It didn't really matter the result, but I was more happy that everyone sort of contributed where they could.
What do you make of the conditions? Because we feel it's been really, really hot in the last couple of days. Is that making a difference to wickets, etc.?
It's been hot in one day. So we've had one 30-degree day, but
Yeah.
Well, we were conscious that coming over here, the wickets might have been a little more flat than potentially what we're used to, especially with the World Cup being on. But look, we had a nice wicket there in Loughborough, and we'll have to wait and see what Leicester throws at us.
In terms of the Ashes, you retained them last time, obviously, so there seems to be a determination amongst the England players to wrestle them back. What's the determined level like in the Australian team?
Yeah, well, I think we probably didn't finish the last Ashes at home quite how we wanted. I think we would have liked to have won the Ashes instead of just retained it. So for us, we're hungry to win them again, and I know the English team are hungry to win them back, and to do that on English soil is going to be incredibly difficult for us. I think they're very comfortable in their home conditions, and they're on a bit of a roll at the moment, winning a lot of games. So it's going to be a tough challenge for us, but one we're looking forward to.
What sort of atmosphere do you expect? Because with the men's game, there's the banter with the crowd, there's the banter between the players. What's it like with the women's game?
Yeah, it's pretty similar. Hopefully there's no sandpaper thrown at us, but look, it's probably going to happen. But we're excited. I've heard that a lot of the games are pretty much sold out, which is really exciting for us, and it's great to see the English public getting behind their women's team. And obviously the Ashes is a really big series for both sides, and it's good to see everyone getting behind it.
Does the home crowd give the home team an advantage?
Oh, you'd hope so. You'd hope playing in your home conditions that the crowd are right behind you at any point. But coming over to the UK, it's always nice to play in front of really respectful crowds. And being an Australian, making some runs or taking some wickets, you always get a clap. So it's always pretty nice.
And when you look at the England team, who do you pinpoint as their star players?
Oh, there's a lot to name. I think they're a really good side at the moment. They're playing some really consistent cricket. So I guess being a batter up front with their new ball attack is going to be really tricky for us. But I think we've got the firepower at the top of the order to sort of combat that, and hopefully we can put some big scores on the board and let our bowlers do the job. It's
this format of where it mixes up with one days 2020 test match. How difficult is it to focus and refocus? Because every one of those disciplines, I guess, requires a different approach.
Yeah, you're right. I think it is tricky, but that's sort of a nice thing about this multi-format series is that you've got to adapt really quickly, and you've got to be at the top of your game in each format to win each match. So I think we're really comfortable with the white ball formats. We play a lot of one-day and T20 cricket, and it's a test match that we sort of have to adapt really quickly to. And I guess for me as a batter, it's nice to just be able to go out there and spend some time out in the middle and enjoy playing in whites. It's not every day that we get to do that nowadays. So it's a real nice side of the Ashes series. But like I said, we're really comfortable in the white ball formats.
And how big an aim is it to sort of get your noses in front early on? Because I'm guessing if you pick up points in the one dayers, then that puts a little bit of pressure on whoever's fallen behind.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the fickle nature of the T20 format as well makes it really important to get points up early in the one day series. And it is a format that both teams are really comfortable at. And obviously England hold the World Cup, 50 over World Cup at the moment. So they're full of energy and playing really consistent cricket, so it's going to be a really good challenge for us up front.
Does it make it slightly quirky that you know a lot of their players? Because I was talking to Danny White yesterday, who's obviously played with Melbourne, and there seems to be an awful lot of knowledge between the two camps.
Yeah, a lot of knowledge, but at the same time, I think it's a good thing. I think the domestic competitions around the world have been a good thing for the women's game, and yeah, we get to know the English players a little bit more, but at the same time, I think it's still just as competitive as ever.
And while you're focused on your game, I'm guessing you're just keeping an eye on Mitchell and the men?
Yeah, the men are going really well there. Played some really impressive cricket, and hopefully they can keep the ball rolling.
How do you work that? I mean, are you both trying to keep in touch with each other during the day? And you've obviously got a lot of cricketing demands, but I mean, how do you work that? Are you in constant contact?
I wouldn't say constant contact, no, but always just checking in on one another, seeing how we're going, and obviously being in the UK, it's quite easy to travel around where we can. So whenever we get the opportunity, we can sort of travel to the other game or the other person and just make sure that we're all going okay.
Is it good to be back at Grace Road after your innings here in the 2017 World Cup against Pakistan?
Yeah, I'd have forgotten about that, but thank you. Yeah, it was. It's good. It's nice to be back here. Obviously, we had a really good win there, and we obviously had a disappointing World Cup, disappointing finish to the World Cup. But in saying that, I think we played some good cricket throughout, and we'll take a bit of confidence knowing that we've played in these conditions before, and hopefully we can recreate that.
You mentioned England's new ball attack. How much do you enjoy that contest against particularly Catherine Brunt early on? I know in 2017 it was pretty intense.
Yeah, it's good. I'm a really competitive person, and she's a really competitive person as well. So it's for me, that's the challenge that you want, especially at the top of the order. You want them to come hard at you, and you want to go back just as hard at them. So for me, it's a challenge I'm really looking forward to, and hopefully I get the better of her. But we'll have to wait and see.
It stirred the pot a little bit with a bold prediction about winning all 7 matches the other week. How serious was that?
We started all right. We won our 2 warm-up matches, so that started well. But yeah, look, I'm pretty realistic in knowing that it's going to be an incredibly tough series. The English team are going really well at the moment, and I'm full of confidence. So it's going to be tricky task to win all 7 games. But look, we'll give it every opportunity we can to do that, and hopefully win the Ashes.
And you saw Fran Wilson come out and hit 91 against you the other day. Is that some back to the drawing board thing for how to combat her if she does play on Tuesday?
Not really. I think she played pretty similarly to what we thought she would, and really took the game to us, which was really good to see. And look, there's a lot of players in their middle order that are quite damaging. They play a little bit differently to us, and we've just got to make sure that we've got the plans in place for them, and we can combat that and keep them pretty quiet.